It was Christmas Eve, and the air in the house was thick with the scent of pine and cinnamon. The soft glow of fairy lights twinkled from the tree, casting a warm, inviting glow across the living room. I sat on the couch, my legs tucked beneath me, watching the snow gently fall outside. The world felt peaceful, serene, almost like a dream. But beneath that calm, there was a tension, a quiet electricity that I couldn't ignore. My husband, Mark, had been acting strangely lately. We had always shared the holiday traditions, decorating the tree, baking cookies, and spending hours together with family, but tonight, something was different. I had caught him stealing glances at me, his eyes lingering just a little too long, his lips curling into a smile that was both familiar and new. There was a flirtation in his gaze, one I hadn't seen in a while. I adjusted the sweater I was wearing, suddenly aware of how it clung to my body, and how his attention seemed to follow every movement. He walked over to me, his steps slow, deliberate. His presence filled the room, and the tension between us seemed to pulse in the air. "You look beautiful tonight," he said, his voice low and soft, a hint of something unspoken behind his words. I blushed, unsure of how to respond. It had been months since we had shared a moment like this, just the two of us, without the distractions of life pulling us in different directions. The holidays had always been a time for family, but tonight felt different. It felt intimate. He sat beside me, close enough that I could feel the warmth of his body, the subtle scent of his cologne mixing with the festive aromas around us. His hand brushed against mine, sending a shiver down my spine. "Do you remember last Christmas?" he whispered, his lips barely brushing my ear. "When we stayed up late, just the two of us, talking and laughing, no one else around?" I nodded, my heart racing. That night had been magical. We had shared secrets, dreams, and desires, our bond growing stronger than ever before. But tonight, it felt like there was something more, something unspoken between us. His hand found mine, his fingers lacing with mine, the touch both comforting and thrilling. The silence between us was heavy with anticipation, the quiet night only broken by the soft crackle of the fire. "Maybe we should make this Christmas just as special," he murmured, his lips brushing against my neck. I turned to face him, my breath shallow, my pulse quickening. His eyes were full of longing, of desire, and in that moment, I felt the weight of everything that had been left unsaid. The Christmas lights flickered around us, the world outside seemed to disappear, and all that mattered was the warmth of his touch, the closeness we shared. For a moment, I let myself forget everything else, the responsibilities, the worries, the distractions. It was just us, in this quiet, intimate moment, with the world outside frozen in time. And as the clock struck midnight, marking the start of Christmas Day, I realized that this was the most special gift of all, the rekindling of something we had almost lost, the connection that had always been there, waiting to be rediscovered. Silent night, indeed. But not without a little bit of flirtation, and a lot of love.